Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social in association with Forged Irish Stout Empire Fight Store. It's absolutely roasting here, as you can see from Frank Smith's expression. Frank, just give me your sort of initial reaction to what was a thrilling build-up and an excellent fight, and Jack came out on top.
Yeah, look, delivered. It delivered, didn't it? You know, exactly what we expected. Unbelievable build-up. It's been years in the making, you know, and you could see that in the fight. That fight was spectacular. You know, what a night. And respect to both guys. You know, we've been lucky enough now to have 2 weeks of, you know, obviously Usyk Fury, spectacular fight, but tonight as well. You know, the back and forth, the build-up was amazing, and exactly what we need for the sport. You know, British boxing, it just shows tonight with an atmosphere like that why we are in the position we're in, and you know, we've got to deliver many more nights like that.
I spoke to Josh Warrington this week and shortly after and said, felt weird here in such a raucous atmosphere and you not being involved, and he goes, oh, jealous, he says, I can't wait to get back. How good was it, the fact that this is sort of a place that is associated with him, but you stick two guys here, one from Manchester, one from Scotland, and it was absolutely buzzing in here tonight, a proper fight night.
Yeah, 100%, but you know what, it was a massive domestic fight and what we need to do more of, you know. Like Eddie's been saying all week, it's the biggest British fight of the year, you know, and the fight delivered. You know, like, look, it's all well and good putting together the fighters, but if the fight doesn't deliver, if the, you know, the atmosphere was spectacular, and to bring it here, it was a bit risky bringing it to Leeds, really. A lot of people at the start were like, why are they doing it there? You know, we needed an impartial venue for the two. I would love to have done it in Manchester, and it would have sold out straight away, but tonight delivered. You know, this venue, to be fair, it's a bit like Dublin. You know, the set.
I said this tonight.
It felt similar to when we did the two Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron fights in terms of the feel, the atmosphere, the vibe in there. It was amazing. The build up to that main event, and then when you have a main event like that, you know, the fans just are in for a treat.
I spoke to Jack and Jamie, and what I said was it not so much a relief? Obviously, we knew you'd get better, but a lot of question marks were over Josh Taylor. Now, Jack's been quite active. Josh obviously had the defeat to Teofimo, and then before that there was the controversial fight with him. But we saw a good Josh Taylor in tonight, not a Josh Taylor that's 1 foot out the door in boxing. We saw the former undisputed world champion who can kick on now and possibly move up to welterweight while Jack goes for world titles, or we see a trilogy. It was good that we saw that version of Josh, because look, he came to bring it tonight.
Yeah, I think we saw the best of both guys. I think they left it all in the ring, you know, and that's what we expected from tonight's fight. You know, I respect to both of them. You know, obviously we represent Jack Catterall. I think the result was right, but the scorecards were too wide. But the result was right. The right person won tonight. I think, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what Josh Taylor does next, because, you know, for Josh, he's done what, you know, 99.9% of boxers haven't done, becoming undisputed. He's made an awful lot of money. So it's going to be interesting to see what he did, but he showed he's still got a lot left to give the sport if that's what he wants to do. And Jack will now move on to big fights. You know, as you say, the trilogy, that's a massive fight. But, you know, let's see what's out there.
In terms of Jack, he obviously seemed to like the mention of Teofimo Lopez's name. I know Eddie had his quite brazen thoughts on the fight that's happening in Miami with Teofimo. But is that a fight you'd like to see next for Jack? And we saw the skill level of Jack Catterall tonight when Josh was coming at him. I keep referencing, he made himself such a narrow target to hit when Josh closed the distance. You'd be happy seeing that fight next, Jack versus Teo, in what would be a brilliant fight.
Yeah, I think it'd be an unbelievable fight. You know, that's definitely a potential fight, because when you look at the other, you know, the belts in the division, obviously Subriel Matias fights Liam Parrow. The winner of that fight has got a mandatory in Richardson Hitchens, another guy we promote. The WBC, Devin Haney's got the Sandor Martin mandatory. You know, so that makes the most sense, I think, right now in terms of the fights there. At the same time, as I go back to a potential trilogy fight would be huge. But you know, let's see. Jack's been in camp for a long time. Obviously, an extra 5 weeks with the delay, or 4 weeks with the delay here. You know, so he's going to take some time out. He's getting married. And then we'll see where we go.
What do you make of Bob Arum's outburst? I saw him get into the ring and I just looked and goes, anything could happen here. What do you make?
It's prime Bob Arum.
See yourself doing that one day?
I'll be honest with you, I don't want to be 92 and in the boxing ring I find it amazing, like spectacular.
Admirable, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, that's Bob.
What do you make of the comments? Did you agree with him some way? I mean, first thing Eddie said was, he goes, I kind of agree. He goes, they were too wide. It was the right winner, but it was too wide. Do you sort of get where he was coming from a little bit?
100% the scorecards were wide in my opinion, but again, who am I to? I'm not a judge, so it doesn't really matter what I think. But I understand that side of it. You know, he's not the first person who said he's not sending a fighter here. You know, it's not the first time it's happened. It won't be the last. You know, so. But again, it's what he does.
And just finally, a quick run through of the rest of the card. Saw Paddy Donovan against Lewis Ritson, produced a good performance. Lele Buttigieg on the undercard, as well as Giorgio Vizioli, who continues this knockout streak. And he finally got some rounds in as well. Chef Clark picks up a belt. A really good night of boxing. Great main event, but a top undercard too.
Yeah, like you say, unbelievable main event. Then going through the undercard, you know, Chef Clark, a difficult fight at times. You know, not the most entertaining. But he showed an amazing finish, as he's done on many occasions, and just his 9th fight as well tonight. You know, he's become British champion. You know, he's showing that he's willing to move very quickly, which is great to see because a lot of fighters don't want to be in that position. Gary Cully as well showed a lot of confidence getting back in there tonight after a hard period for him. You know, he looked like a different fighter in there. I think Paddy Donovan, he'll be looking now for the winner of that Lewis Crocker, Conor Walker fight as well. Giorgio Vizioli, special fighter, unbelievable performance from him. Lele, however we're going to pronounce it tonight, Lele, that one too. Great win from him, and looking to get him out on July 6th. And also George Liddard as well, same from him.
Actually, last one, new signing, Jalil Hacket. Top quality. When I saw that get announced last night, I was like, wow, that is sort of come out of nowhere a little bit, but a terrific signing. A lot of fans in America have been talking about him when I go over on the trips. How much of a coup is this for Matchroom Boxing to get someone like Jalil on the stable?
100%. The team have been working hard to get him on board. Amazing signing, young fighter as well, and what we need to do more of in the US. So it's exciting. Looking forward to the future with him. We've been on a great run in the US. Subriel Matias makes his debut with us. Jaron Ennis then in July, probably the hottest signing in boxing, and Jalil as well. So excited for what's to come and many more to come in the US. So let's go.
Appreciate it, Frank. Cheers. Thank you.